People will remain the same until the pain of staying the same exceeds the pain of changing. Why is this so important today in all this craziness that's going on? And how can you use this information to make your life better?
Live happy, fun-loving, and carefree.
I'm Rob, and welcome. So how can you use this information, this saying that's one of my favorite sayings, people will remain the same until the pain of staying the same exceeds the pain of changing? Because I want you to live happy, fun-loving, and carefree, whatever that means for you. And, the thing is, people, we all like what's familiar. We all like what's comfortable. So we stay in situations that we know if we change to something else, it would be better. But hey, it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's predictable, so we stay with it. We get up in the morning, we get dressed in the clothes that we get dressed in, we go to school, to work, whatever it is, and we just repeat this pattern because it's comfortable and familiar and it's predictable. And until something happens, kind of like what's going on now, so this is a great opportunity to change your situation, to escape the pain that you're in now. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's a terrible thing. It's just that life could be better. You could be happier doing something else, but you've just neglected to do it. You've just held off doing it because it's more comfortable to just stay in the momentum of what you're doing now. But the world is just flipped out right now. The world is gone bonkers crazy. So now is a great time to take a moment and think about what's going on in your life. What could you be doing right now that would make you happy, make your situation, your family, whatever it is that you're in right now, what can you do to make it happier? Because, the thing is that familiarity thing, we only get to ride on this rock so many times around the sun. And you and I aren't going to change what's going on in the big picture of the world. We're not going to change, the global politics and things like that. So what we can do is, sure, pay attention to what's going on, watch the news, read information, gather it however you gather it. But when we get up out of bed in the morning, I have to live my life and you have to live your life. And if each of us does our part in our own little section of the universe, and everybody does that, things will probably be better in the big picture. But just stressing and worrying and freaking out and panicking and wondering what's going on today, tomorrow, the next day, are we going to be safe? Are we going to get sick? Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to lose my house? Am I going to be able to buy, food for my family? All these things is, you can't do anything about those. So focus on what you can do. And again, the whole thing about this is there's always going to be people out there in the world telling you and telling me what to do. I've always said that rules are made up by one group of people to control another group of people. And there's always somebody wanting to make up a rule to tell you what to do with your life. And you're the one that needs to do what's best for you. And it starts from the moment we're born. Our parents tell us what to do. They tell us, time to go to bed, time to get up, time to go to school. You say, I want this kind of cereal. No, you don't want that cereal. You want this cereal. I want this pair of shoes. Oh, no, you don't want those pair of shoes. You want this pair of shoes. And really, what big of a deal is it if your bedtime's 9 o'clock and you go to bed at 9:30? Is the world going to come to an end? But parents just like to make up rules for their kids simply for the sake of making up rules. Then you go to school and the teachers do the same thing. Sit in this desk, do this assignment, do algebra, do English, take music appreciation, whatever it is, and then the principal and the administrative component, you got all these people making up all kinds of rules of what you can do, and if you break a rule you get into trouble, and why, and then you get a job, and that's on and on. So people like to make rules to tell other people how to live their lives, and some rules are good, but a lot of rules are just simply there because people like telling other people what to do. So if you want to live happy, fun-loving, and carefree in your life, and especially in these crazy times that we're living in, is you need to control your life. You need to analyze the pain that you're living in today, the comfort, the putting up with what's going on, when you know that if you do something else in this world, that your life will be better, and the people around you, if you have kids, parents, whatever it is. You just want to figure out what it is that you can do so you can change your life and get away from the pain that you're in, and not be afraid of the unpredictableness, the unfamiliariness when you pack up and leave. And again, obviously, I talk about living out here in the country and on acreage, and especially in this time, think about the things. Do you want your kids to be able to play outside, or do you want them to have to stay inside in an apartment? Do you want to have pets? Do you want to have some chickens? I'm out here, I don't see anybody, unless I happen to get a mail delivery or a UPS truck. I'm here for 2 weeks. I go to town every other week to run errands. So I'm out here in the middle of no man's land, and I don't need to wear a mask when I'm taking care of the chickens and playing with the dogs and things like that. So think about that. Not that everybody has to live out in the country or wants to live out in the country, or everybody should live out in the country, because then it wouldn't be the country anymore if everybody was here. But you need to think about what it is that makes you happy. And again, this is just the perfect time to do it, because your life is probably upside down right now anyway with everything that's going on, and there's going to be a huge shift in, kind of like we had Y2K, and that leapfrogged our technology because everybody had to jump on the bandwagon to take into account the Y2K issue. And now because we have the technology available, the internet and things, is people are going to be able to incorporate that into their lives. And for example, before the internet, the only people that could live way out in the country in really remote rural lands were farmers, loggers, fishermen on their boats. And then you had your artisty type people, painters, authors, people writing books, things that they could be out in, like E.B. White writing Charlotte's Web and stuff like that, is people could be out in the country. I'm hoping this is making sense. Let me know in the comments. Great. So today, pretty much anybody can live out in the country because of being able to do things online. And that's just going to grow because of the demand for people to social distance and step separating from people. So we're not going to run to the store every time we need something. You've got your your curbside pickup, and then you've got your delivery services. And kids, there's still some question right now at the moment at this time about are children going to go back to school? Are they going to learn at home? And there's going to be a huge expansion of online learning in that. A lot of colleges, with adults, it's a lot easier to stay home because you can self-motivate and manage your time, and you know how to ask for information, and you're able to take care of yourself. We can't just leave 5 and 6 and 7-year-old kids home alone learning school on the computer. So there's going to be some things like that. But the point there is look at what's going on in your life, examine the pain that you're living in today, and then decide how you can change your life to minimize that pain, and don't be concerned about the unfamiliarity, the uncomfortableness, the newness, the unpredictability of doing something different. And I truly want you to be happy. So hey, if you're enjoying this video and you think you might want to watch another one, make sure to subscribe. And then, yeah, go ahead and watch that next video so you can pick up some more tips and things, because I truly want you to live happy, fun, loving, and carefree, and pain-free too.